The commerce of a nation is the measure of its prosperity. And if that nation buys from abroad for its immediate needs and future development, then it must have the wherewithal to pay for such imports. Without this free two-way flow of trade, a nation's eventual fate is bankruptcy. As India's industrial revolution gains momentum, vital capital goods to enlarge our economic horizon enter the country. And we repay our foreign creditors with surplus raw materials. Cotton, jute and tea, bauxite, manganese and mica, hides, coffee and coal. Cargoes come and go, loaded and unloaded at our ports, the gateways of commerce. India has 5 major ports. On the western seaboard, Bombay and Cochin. And on the eastern seaboard, Madras, Vishakhapatnam, and Calcutta. Each differs from the others, but all of them serve the sea routes of trade, linking strategically east to west, the old world to the new. Bombay, commonly called the gateway of India, has not only one of the safest and most spacious harbors in the world, but one of the finest wet docks. Before proceeding further, it would be as well to explain what is meant by a dock, whether wet or dry. As we all know, the sea is subject to tides. If then the difference between high and low tide is very great, ships lying in harbor would rise or fall, making loading or unloading impractical or impossible. To obviate this, we have wet docks, which are artificially enclosed units, where the water level is kept constant. Entrance to the dock is through a channel, provided with 2 lock gates. After a ship enters, the first lock gate is closed. Now water is let in from the enclosed side to bring the level up. The other gate is then opened. When the ship enters the dock, the gate is again closed. Coming now to a dry dock, it is nothing more than a gigantic tank. A vessel enters through a gate, after which the gate is closed. The water is then pumped out until the ship settles on the bottom. It is no wonder that Bombay is the main commercial gateway of India, enjoying as it does a central position on the western coast. Cotton and oil seeds form the bulk of Bombay's exports, while the main imports are manufactured goods, machinery, mineral oils, and hardware. Some 600 miles below Bombay are the picturesque sheltered backwaters of Malabar, forming another natural harbor that is Cochin. Because its mouth is blocked by a sandbar, continuous dredging keeps a 400-yard wide sea lane open for any but the largest ships. New oil berths are proposed. An elongated cement wharf under construction will intensify the efficiency and utility of cranes. Linked by rail with southern India, Cochin is our growing port on the direct trade routes that serve the Far East and the West. The port of Madras on the Coromandel coast was no gift of nature to help our sea trade. The harbor is mainly man-made thanks to its artificial breakwater, built by human ingenuity and effort. Shifting sands carried by the tides would threaten navigation if it weren't for such mechanical giants that suck up the superfluous sand and deposit it out of harm's way. Although at present only a harbor, plans are afoot to equip Madras with a wet dock capable of accommodating at least 4 ships. About 500 miles above Madras is Vishakhapatnam, both a port and a shipbuilding yard. Yet another tribute to man's ingenuity and efforts. Until recently a meandering rivulet, found its entrance to the sea through a narrow creek between these adjacent hills. By blasting the hills, an opening was made sufficiently large to allow the passage of medium-sized sea-going vessels. Here again, because siltage is an ever-present problem, dredgers are constantly functioning, freeing the channels of mud and sand. 2 sunken ships help form a breakwater and also aid in keeping the entrance from silting up. Vishakhapatnam is mostly noted for its exports, especially of manganese ore from the rich hinterland of Bihar. To the north lies Calcutta, serving the rich agricultural and industrial basin that is the Gangetic Plain. Although strictly not a seaport, for it is on the river Hooghly, its import and export trade is immense. The river Hooghly provides easy moorings for vessels, waiting to be berthed in one of the finest docks east of Suez. Night and day, the goods of the globe come and go. Most of our imported machinery unloads here, while all of our jute and tea, hemp and coal is exported from Calcutta. The installation of the latest type of conveyor belt will reduce loading time of coal from a matter of days to hours. Thus we have gained a glimpse of our 5 major gateways of commerce, but soon there will be a 6th, Kandla, burgeoning on the Arabian Sea. In a few more years it will be the giant gateway serving the whole of northern India. For those that go down to the sea in ships, the sweat and hustle of a major port is the very breath of life. But for our countless millions who live far distant from the murmuring waves, hear for yourselves the magic call of the sea. Ship ahoy! How frail she seems on that vast expanse of salty bright. Pilot wanted. She needs his eyes to guide her into safe anchorage. The pilot's eyes can pierce the subtle calm of coastal waters, avoiding shifting sands and sunken rocks. From the 4 corners they come. Despina of Piraeus, Greece. John Owen of New York. Tokyo Maru of Tokyo. Wosang of Hong Kong. Troubadour of Tønsberg, Norway. Formosa of Göteborg, Sweden. Chaktara of London. And now the unloading and loading, the staccato symphony of trade. Steam up, and she is on her way again. Hands across the seas, then, extended to all who use the trade routes of the world. Hands extended in firm friendship from our gateways of commerce.